Have you ever heard of the profound spiritual implications of eating eggs? Are you also among those who think that eating too many eggs is bad for you? What if we told you that ancient wisdom and modern science meet precisely in this seemingly humble food? What if we told you that this food hides symbolic and spiritual meanings that should not be underestimated at all? So watch this video before eating another egg, and think very carefully about what you will hear next. And if you stay until the end, we'll tell you a secret that could change the way you see the egg and perhaps even your life. But before continuing, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to be informed when we publish new content for your spiritual growth. The afternoon sun filtered through the maple leaves, casting dancing shadows on the stone path that led to the temple. A group of pilgrims, tired but full of hope, approached the sacred place, guided by the rhythmic sound of a gong. Welcoming them on the threshold of the temple was Hiroto, an elderly Buddhist monk whose face was furrowed by the wrinkles of wisdom and age. His dark eyes shone with a gentle light as he surveyed the faces of the newcomers. "Welcome, dear pilgrims," Hiroto said with a warm smile, "to our humble temple. Today you are here to take part in a very important lesson, a lesson that intertwines the themes of nutrition and spirituality. The things we will talk about and the secret that I will reveal to you at the end will allow you to make enormous steps forward and promote your personal growth." The pilgrims sat in a circle, eager to listen to the words of the wise monk. Hiroto sat down on a meditation cushion, his hands resting on his knees, and began his story with an unexpected question. Do you, like many people, think that eating eggs increases blood cholesterol? So, do you also try to limit their consumption and see them as a food to be careful about? A murmur of surprise and curiosity spread among the pilgrims. Many smiled, curious to find out what their mentor meant with those questions. Hiroto smiled. "I know this may seem like a strange topic for a Zen teaching, but I invite you to think with me. The egg, in its perfect form, is a universal symbol of life, a hidden potential of growth. You should know that in the Buddhist tradition," Hiroto continued, "the egg represents our mind. Like the egg, our mind contains within itself the seed of the Buddha, the possibility of achieving inner peace, emotional balance, and mental well-being. But like the egg, our mind needs care, attention, a favorable environment to hatch and reveal its full potential." While the pilgrims listened with great attention, Hiroto took an egg from the pocket of his robe and showed it to everyone. "Look at this egg. Its smooth and perfect shape reminds us of the importance of meditation, of a constant practice that smooths the roughness of our mind, leading us towards calm and Buddhist wisdom." He paused, letting the pilgrims look at the object in his hands. "Every breath, every mantra, every moment of awareness is like a delicate caress that smooths the shell of our mind, allowing the inner light to emerge." "The shell, fragile but resistant," continued the monk, twirling the egg between his fingers, "symbolizes the inner strength that we must cultivate to face life's challenges. Just as the shell protects the precious contents of the egg, so our inner strength protects us from adversity, allowing us to resist the storms of life." Hiroto gently squeezed the egg as if to demonstrate his hidden strength. But this strength is not aggression or stubbornness, but rather resilience, flexibility, the ability to bend without breaking. "And the yolk, the beating heart of the egg," he continued, looking up at the pilgrims, "represents our true nature, luminous and pure, just waiting to be discovered. It is our deepest essence, the divine spark that resides in each of us. But often, this light is hidden under layers of conditioning, judgments of others, fears, illusions." A young pilgrim raised his hand. "Master Hiroto," he asked, "how can we discover this true nature of ours? How can we hatch the egg of our mind?" The wise master smiled. The secret of the egg, dear pilgrim, lies in patience, in the confident wait for the chick, symbol of our spiritual growth, to break the shell and come to light. This process requires time, effort, and dedication. We can't force growth, but we can create the conditions for it to happen. Hiroto got up and walked over to a small bonsai tree growing in the corner of the temple. "Do you see this bonsai?" he asked, gently stroking the leaves. This tree has been cultivated with patience and love for many years. It has been pruned, watered, exposed to sunlight. And look at the result, a living work of art, a symbol of resilience and beauty. Just as we nourish our bodies with healthy foods, Hiroto continued, we must nourish our minds with positive thoughts, with the practice of kindness and compassion. We need to surround ourselves with people who support us on our journey, who inspire and motivate us to become the best version of ourselves. An elderly woman raised her hand. "Master Hiroto," she said in a trembling voice, "I have lived a life full of pain and suffering. How can I find the strength to change, to hatch the egg of my mind?" Hiroto approached the woman and took her hands in his. "Dear," he said gently, "pain is part of life, but it shouldn't define who we are. Like the lotus blooming in the mud, we too can find beauty and strength in the midst of adversity." Then, looking everyone in the eye, he told the story of a samurai who, after losing his family in a fire, wandered aimlessly for years. His heart and mind were tormented by pain and anger. One day, he met an old monk who, after showing him an egg, taught him to meditate and find inner peace. The samurai learned to transform his pain into compassion and dedicated the rest of his life to helping others. The story of the samurai teaches us that even the deepest wounds can heal, that even the most traumatic experiences can be transformed into opportunities for growth. Hiroto said, "We must not allow pain to poison our soul, but we must use it as fuel for our transformation." The pilgrims listened in silence to Hiroto's words as the sun was setting, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink. "And now," Hiroto said with a twinkle in his eye, "the time has come to reveal the secret of the egg, the reason why we should all consume it without fear. For years, we've been told that eggs raise cholesterol and are bad for your heart. But recent scientific studies have shown that, for most people, dietary cholesterol has little impact on blood cholesterol levels. On the contrary, eggs are an incredible source of essential nutrients, high-quality proteins, B vitamins, choline, antioxidants, a real treasure chest for our health." Hiroto continued, "Eggs are a complete food, providing our body with all the building blocks needed to build and repair tissue, to produce energy, to keep the brain healthy. They are a versatile food which can be prepared in 1,000 different ways to satisfy every taste and every need. But that's not all," Hiroto added with an enigmatic smile. "The egg is also a powerful symbol of rebirth and renewal. In many cultures, the egg is associated with spring, fertility, the beginning of a new cycle. By eating an egg, we nourish ourselves not only physically, but also spiritually, absorbing its vital energy and its transformative potential." Hiroto paused, letting his words settle in the minds of the pilgrims. Then, in a solemn voice, he revealed the secret of the egg. "The egg, dear pilgrims, is a bridge between the material world and the spiritual world. It is a symbol of our connection with nature, with the cycle of life, with the mystery of creation. By eating an egg with awareness, we honor this connection, we nourish ourselves with its vital energy, and we open ourselves to the possibility of profound transformation." At that point, the master got up and invited the pilgrims to share the evening meal, prepared with love and care by the monks of the temple. And each of them had the opportunity to taste the eggs, cooked in various ways, with renewed appreciation. Hiroto's words had opened their eyes to a new way of seeing this very common, yet so extraordinary food. And so, under the starry sky and the silence of the temple, the pilgrims found the inner peace they were looking for, ready to embark on their journey of spiritual growth with renewed vigor and determination. And the secret of the egg they had just learned would nourish not only their body, but also their soul. Before taking his leave, Hiroto once again addressed the pilgrims. Remember, dear friends, that the egg is a precious gift of nature, a symbol of life, of potential, of transformation. Eat it with gratitude, with awareness, with respect, and let its vital energy nourish your body, mind, and spirit. The pilgrims bowed in thanks and set off along the moonlit path. As they walked, they reflected on Hiroto's words and the importance of nourishing not only the body, but also the soul. Taro, the young pilgrim, turned to look at the temple illuminated by the light of the lanterns. Master Hiroto, he said to himself, your words have touched my heart. I feel as if I have just begun to understand the true meaning of life. The older woman walked slowly, leaning on her cane, but his heart was light and full of hope. Thank you, Master Hiroto, she whispered, for showing me that even in pain I can find beauty and strength. Thus, the pilgrims continued their journey, bringing with them the secret of the egg and the wisdom of Hiroto, ready to face life's challenges with renewed confidence and courage. Every time they would eat an egg, they would remember the monk's words and honor the connection between the material world and the spiritual world, nourishing not only their body, but also their soul. And so the egg, once considered a simple food, became a symbol of hope, of transformation, of connection with the divine. And you, what will you do the next time you find yourself faced with an egg? Will you look at it with the same eyes as before, or will you see in it a symbol of life, of potential, of transformation?